Hey everyone, and put my coffee down for a second. So, this is the Airbnb that we're staying in, and this is a trail that I saw somebody walking on earlier, so I decided to have my coffee and start walking. The only thing I'd worry about out here where it's not manicured and maintained would be maybe snakes. As long as you don't flip around big rocks, you're probably okay with scorpions. But aside from that, oh, maybe the occasional tarantula. Aside from that, this looks cool. Here's the escape up above. That's kind of nice. So, some people will wonder why I go hiking all the time, and I think it's just a calling. I mean, nature calls. Nature always attracts anybody, even if you're not an outdoor person or if you hate bugs. And I used to hate bugs. I tell all my patients that when I was a kid, in growing up in New York, there would usually be Filipino parties that my parents would take us to. And upper state New York is beautiful, rolling hills, beautiful nature. But I was scared by this. There was this forest area with picnics. I decided I was getting bored, so it's probably 5 or 6. I went walking around the trees, and I remember just walking around and suddenly coming across something right in front of me, and my eyes focused in like right here. And it was a caterpillar, a green caterpillar that was just looking at me, hanging from its silk thread. And I got freaked out and ran back home. I don't remember much after that, but I always hated going into the woods. As of now, I don't have a problem with it. In fact, it attracts me because it's so calming. And I think that when you have that kind of calm, it makes you want to taste that again over and over. So if you do have an inkling to consider going out to nature, I think it would be something worth trying. Now, if it's your first time, you really should. The internet's big, so you really should research before you go. Get the proper gear, watch out for weather, traffic, parking, and safety. And that safety not only in animals, but also in humans. I mean, you don't want to go to an area that's populated by bad people. Or, again, not to introduce that kind of idea, but I think you always have to try to taste this kind of life. And it's not that this is not that expensive, and it's not that I can afford that much time off, but it balances out the intensity that I work with and the intensity that I exercise with. So I'm a resistance exercise guy. Those of you who know me, I've done 2 marathons, I've done a Spartan run, and I love doing that stuff and sharing the camaraderie with other athletes. I'm not talking about professional athletes, I'm just talking about middle-aged folks that are trying to maintain youth. And I guess that'll be the ultimate, is that I know everybody is worried about retirement and healthcare, and everybody tries to stop working at the age of 65 because they can afford Medicare. But I tell you, if you don't balance out your lifestyle in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, by the time you get to Medicare age and you quote unquote retire, you'll be too sick to do anything. So I like to embrace having some of that muscle pump with resistance exercise. And I will always exercise, probably until I'm in my 80s. It won't be as intense as now, but I think it's important to maintain that. But at the same time, cardiovascular fitness is also awesome. You just have to find your groove. I know that not everybody does run because of bad knees. Maybe people don't like to cycle because it's hard to maintain a speed and a distance, and you can get hit buy a car. But, and swimming is there too, but you have to have an ocean. I guess you can swim in a lake if you don't mind the algae blooms. However, there's always options available for things to do. But if you don't investigate or look into what could be exciting, then if you wait until you're 65, you've just destroyed or chopped down your chances of truly diving into a investigation. So I always tell my non-athletes to consider hiring a trainer, or in the local park districts, you can try some classes just to see if that's something that you would like to continue with, especially if you've never been outdoors or hiking or running or doing yoga or tai chi. Consider a taste of it. If there's no obligation, and it just is if it's a park district, it'll be a financial commitment for a short time, but no obligation. So I think it's important to test drive an activity. Unless you can afford a trainer, then that trainer can probably guide you or give you a couple of ideas, but they cost money too. Then you have to find the right trainer, because not everybody can get a certification, but it doesn't really take much to get one. You can get a reference from a friend, maybe that'll guide you. But I train people in gyms. Well, I used to, I don't have any time now. And there's some basic algorithms for inducing a little bit of muscle growth or cardiovascular tolerance. But outside of the 220 minus your age, and then hitting 60 to 80% of that, and maybe 30 minutes, 3 days a week, 4 days a week of moderate to intense exercise. I mean, there's some hard and fast rules, but I think it's still important, just like medicine, to have something personally planned for you. When it's personally designed, then I think you will embrace it more. So versus watching something on YouTube, trying to reproduce it, and then failing or getting injured. And I think that's a big threat, because even running takes form, cycling takes form, swimming, I mean, anybody can do it, but if you don't do it properly, you'll have overuse issues, and that'll chop down your legs, or at least that'll shorten your sustainability in that kind of endeavor. Then you get frustrated, then you'll overeat, and you'll say, nah, I tried that, didn't work. So please consider investigating, hiring somebody to design something personal for you, and then getting out. And then if you like it, put it in your toolbox to pull out later. If you don't like it, at least you gave it a try, and keep on going. I mean, there's so many things you can do. I know those of you say, you tried this, you tried that. Some of you, not all of you. But there's so many things you can do. Bottom line is, if you don't do anything, one thing is for sure, you're going to get older, you're going to get weaker, you're going to lose muscle strength and endurance. So the earlier you start, the better off you'll be. Again, I plan on exercising till I'm 80. I'll probably have to tone it down a bit. I just turned 60, and I'm happy with my investment in the last 20 to 30 years. However, I'm planning for 80 to 100, but I don't want to be a burden to my kids, my wife, or my grandkids, so I have to stay fit. That's true investment or retirement investment. I know everybody talks about having a bank, having a lot of money, collecting interest, but if you're unhealthy, or you're pissed off, or you're just grouchy, or you're alone, what good is it? So you can have a Ferrari, but you're gonna be driving that Ferrari on your own. I'd rather just have my Fiat and be happy and healthy. So anyway, that was a little bit of a rant, but I don't know where I'm going, but I saw somebody else up here. I don't know where that person went. However, let's keep on going. It's pretty good, one-handed with coffee. Haven't seen any animals yet. See if I can summit this thing. Ooh. So anyway, think about subscribing to my YouTube channel because I put out exercise videos, unboxings for mostly herbals, tutorials, mostly for my patients, but if you're on the fence, check out my videos on YouTube. That's YouTube-Herbal411. And if you like what you see, share it. If you really like what you see and it's helpful, become a patient of mine. And we'll get old together. I'm going to shut this down and turn it off. All right, well, this is about the summit. I think this is a hillside between La Verkin, Utah, and Zion. Huh, very nice. What kind of view do we have here? Oh, this is a surprise. Pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, damn. That is cool. Well worth the morning hike. Very nice. Well, thanks for coming with me on my hike, everybody. This is a spectacular view. But we still have to do, I'm taking my team to Angel's Landing for the second time in my life. Probably not the last. But I tell you, this kind of view is kind of like what you get from Angel's Landing. Ugh. Let's see what we get. Oh! Oh, I'm not going out there. That's way too spooky. Pretty cool though. I probably could summit there too, but I gotta get back. Oh, jeez. That was awesome. Knee buckling heights. Really cool. This is an unexpected treasure. So I'm staying in La Verkin with an Airbnb that one of the hikers had found, super cheap. Only 30 minutes outside of Zion. It's definitely worth it. I mean, once you get close to Zion, get the prices for nightly rent go into the astronomical prices, but if you're a good shopper, you can get something like this. Whew, this was awesome. Now I gotta go stretch out for Angel's Landing today. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share this, and stay healthy, and let's live long. See ya, Dr. Rick out.